Hi everybody. Today I am taking a look at the Live Rich Planner by the Budget Mom. She is a YouTuber who does a budget system. I think it's called Budget by Paycheck. I've never used it, but I've heard about it. And this actually was recommended to me by Mari Mundo from It's Just a Notebook. She's one of my favorite buds. You've heard me talk about her a lot on this channel. Mari said that this was one to look at, and I decide Mari tells me to look at something, so I look at it. This particular planner is an interesting one, and I wanted to show you because this could fit very well with certain people's lives. This planner currently, as of the filming of this video, is on sale for $49. Its regular price is $55. It is a 12-month undated planner. Now, according to the website, the dimensions of this planner are 8 3/4 inches by 11 inches with 320 interior pages and 70-pound paper. It also comes with an email series to help you learn how to use it. I never watch those. They come with several different planners. I appreciate the touch. I never watch them. So this is a bigger planner. It is basically letter size. Like if you look at a letter size sheet of paper, do I have one available? Do I ever have one available? The hell? Oops, sorry, kitty. Put a letter size piece of paper on the cover and it's just about the same size with maybe a skosh smaller than the cover itself. The cover is a nice hard chipboard. I'll also show you in comparison to my 7x9 Erin Condren planner. There's the size difference between the Budget Mom planner and the Erin Condren planner. Quite a bit of size difference. There's only the one cover to choose from. It's succulents. There's succulents throughout this planner, which is okay. They're beautiful. I love the watercolor succulent look. It just amuses me. It's glossy and it says LRPTM Live Rich Planner trademark, and it's got the silver grommets on the sides to protect the corners. The inside is more watercolor succulent. The binding is wire O binding. I've bitched about wire O binding in the past. If you want to know why I don't like it, the biggest reason is right here in the back. I don't like how it doesn't close, and so I sometimes struggle with pages coming off or the planner coming off. I love coil-bound planners, but I dislike the wire O personally. If you are fine with this, if you use like a simplified planner, a day designer, a coil-bound inkwell press, all of them use the wire O. I just don't like it, and I have to bitch about it every time I see it. The first page here, and I'll tell you, just the feel of the paper feels nice. It's smooth. It feels like excellent like printer paper you would buy to print like good inserts on your printer. It has this planner belongs to and then information about to return, and I like how it adds a reward. I think that's funny. This is her intro page. It talks about her story, how she did all of the things she does, and then the benefits to using this planner. It doesn't tell you necessarily how to use it, just what to expect. This is sort of a how to use. It gives you examples on the different layouts that are in this planner. And I should mention that this planner does have multiple layouts per week. This is a very well thought out planner. I've got feelings about it, but it's thought out very well. So it comes with monthly calendars, personal finance, weekly view, and personal planning. And it shows you kind of ideas on how to use it on these pages. And then here are your yearly overviews, and they give you 2020, 2021, all the way through 2023, which is, I can't even... My kid's graduating from high school in 2023, I'm pretty sure. Sophomore, junior, senior. Yeah, they're graduating in 2023. God, I'll be old. Here's a dot grid page, just like a notes page on the back here. And here is my first beef with this planner. Anything aesthetic is my own particular aesthetic opinion. So if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother you. But for me, I am not a fan of how dark the dot grid is. I like a really light, unobtrusive dot grid so I can see it enough to use it, but that it doesn't intrude on the things I'm writing there. So this is a little too dark for my personal tastes, but I do like that it's just a blank dot grid and it doesn't have any art or anything on the side so that the whole page is usable. Extra frou-frou bullshit on note pages bother me because often in a lot of planners, note pages are at a premium and you don't have very many, so you want them to be like as usable as possible. And if you want to decorate them, do it yourself. And so I do love that this is just a dot grid page, even if the dot grid's a little too dark for me. Anyway, here are the dividers. Now the dividers themselves are made of a cardstock. It's like a coated cardstock. It's got kind of a slightly glossy sheen to it, and it's not just plain cardstock. And then the tab is laminated, and it's got the succulent pattern on both sides of it. Now, this is an undated planner, but the tabs say January through December. However, if you want to start it and say, if you order it and you get it and you want to start in November, she does give you these tab stickers that match that you can stick on the tabs to change the months because they're undated. So you don't have to if you're going to use it on a standard 12-month schedule, but if you want to change around where you start the planner, you do have that option. These do come with the planner, and these are like a glossy, like little fold-over sticker that you stick on the tab. and they won't get too beaten up. I don't think this feels like a pretty hardcore, thick, glossy sticker, so they'll be likely about as durable as the laminated tabs are themselves. I think that's a great touch, especially for an undated planner. Now, at the beginning of each month, it looks like you have some kind of a quote. You guys know how I feel about random quotes in my planners, whatever. But I do love this like blues and greens water. You better, if you don't like a blue and green color palette, this is not going to be the planner for you because it's lousy with it on all of the dividers and everything. But the pages themselves are not full of color, as we're about to see. Here is the monthly calendar. Like I said, it is undated. Up at the top here, you have my focus this month, personal and work. You have a spot to write the month and the year, a place for monthly goals, and I think you get 7 little dots here for goals, people to see, monthly wins, and then you have the whole month here. There isn't, like some planners will shade in the weekends. This one just does alternating shading, which I appreciate because as I have bitched about on countless planner videos, not everybody has Saturdays and Sundays off. So treating the weekends or Sundays like there's like somehow special days for everybody is narrowing down who actually could make use of that feature of the planner. The actual monthly days are a lot narrower. It's not the right word. Narrow would be this way. They're skinnier this direction. They're not as wide, as large as like an Erin Condren or a Happy Planner. There's a lot less room per monthly day, even though it's a bigger planner, to write in your monthly plans in case, like if I was going to use washi tape to mark custody in this planner, I basically would have to avoid using fat washi and only use skinny washi because otherwise I wouldn't be able to write anything else in it. There's a circle on each month day to write in your date. And then at the bottoms, there's room for your month's projects, 3 projects, and then you can mark in how the priority is. Oh, hi, Mark. And then a due date. And then a let's get creative section. So I love all of the stuff on this planner. I think that this is really well thought out in terms of all of the things. You really do have a lot of monthly planning tools on this planner. I have a few, again, aesthetic choices that I'm not as big of a fan of. That's the thing with this. Like, I will tell you right now up front that in many ways this is a fantastic planner. My main issues with it are aesthetic. And so again, I'm just going to keep saying it's my aesthetic choices, but whatever the case may be. First of all, and this again is not going to be a surprise to anybody who's watched my planner reviews, I really dislike lots of black ink in a planner. I like my planners to be neutral, but to not be so dark ink that it like is bam in your face. I like if this was gray, like this kind of a gray or maybe a slightly darker gray, pull my eyelash and I'd be much happier with it. Like it has that shiny inkjet or like laser printer ink look to it that you get when you have like a full-blown black ink. And I don't like that. I also think that this let's get creative right here is kind of redundant. I would have preferred to just have it have nothing there because then if I wanted to get creative, I could just use the whole space instead of having something telling me to be creative or using this as notes. So that I'm not, but everything else in here I really like. I do like the touch of having the like abbreviation of each day bolded. I think that's pretty cool. And I really enjoy, generally speaking, the look of this. The only 2 caveats in terms of usability was, like I said, these are like a little bit more narrow of boxes, so that could be a problem if you'd like to use a lot of space on your monthly planner. The circles for putting the dates in also kind of take up some space. So again, it's nitpicky, but I'm just pointing that out. But in general, I love all of the stuff that's on here because it feels like it doesn't have to be work. You could have this be house projects. You know what I mean? This is very detailed. The next spread you have each month is your personal finance spread for the month. Now, this is fantastic, especially coming from somebody who has not done her system and who struggles like fuck to be in charge of finances. My husband does most of that, and I'm trying to be more involved with it this year. But like this is fucking so, like I've seen people draw spreads out to create this, and this is detailed as fuck. So you have your month and year, to put what month and what year it is, your Y word, your financial goals, your savings challenge, areas to cut spending, and your total money spent this month, nice and big so you can like write that in big. Gives you a spot for your lots of space for monthly income. We should all be so lucky. The day you were paid, the description, budgeted, actual, and the difference, and then monthly expenses. I feel like I should have like 3 pages of this. Expense, due date, budgeted, actual, difference. Was it automatically taken out or was it paid? Your monthly overview from income and expenses and your total debt paid and your total money saved. A calendar to put in your daily spending and then monthly debt progress. And the way she showed this in her video was like each of these could represent a certain amount of money. Like $5 towards your debt, $20 towards your debt, and you just put your beginning balance here, and each of these would represent that amount, and every time you put that amount towards your debt, you could check one of them off. So you got to set that, gave you some flexibility there, and then ending balance, and then savings goals and places to put what you want to save and how much you actually saved and blah, blah, blah. And then a section to improve your finances. Like, I'm not a budget person. I don't know if there's anything really missing here, but this seems to be pretty fucking thorough. The only place it's really kind of, I'm not loving it, is this black up here for personal finance. Again, I would prefer if that was gray, but it's a lot less obtrusive when it's up here in the corner rather than taking up so much of the top. And I guess the only other thing I would wonder about is like, I guess monthly expenses could be like bills and shit, and you could put your daily spending on each of these, but you wouldn't see exactly what you spent it on. So like part of me thinks this might not be a realistic amount of monthly expenses, but as I'm not somebody who tracks all of this shit all the time, I should probably just shut my mouth. Anyway, this spread, I think alone, if you're someone who's really focusing on income and having all this in and not having to draw it in every month, could be worth the cost of the planner in and of itself. Next, you get your weekly view. I know some of the people on my channel really dislike it when the planner's weekly start and monthly start are not the same day. So for those of you who that bothers, this is a Monday start planner, and on the monthly spread, it is also a Monday start planner. And on the daily spending spread, it is also a Monday start planner. So I wanted to point that out because I know some of you really care about that. I personally don't give that much of a shit. But then again, the black up here at the top, I give a major shit about that. So we all have our little things, right? So here's your weekly view. You have your weekly notes, a whole column here, and then it's an hourly view. At the top, you have today's mindset, today's meal plan, today's workout, and then you have an hourly view. It's a half-hour view, so you have every half hour from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., which I think is an excellent range of hours. It's still not as great as like a 24-hour view or having the ability to put your own hours in, but it's a nice wide range of hours, partly because this is such a big planner. And then at the top, you have a spot to put your date at the beginning of each day, like Monday the 1st or whatever. And there is like a alternating like gray and white color scheme for each hour, half hour, whatever the case may be. Aside from the fact that this is a lot of gray, like this planner is a lot of gray, and it I'm not even sure how I feel about it. Aesthetically, I don't love this. Practically, the only real beef I have with this entire thing is I don't give a fuck about the mindset. I think that that's a little more woo-woo than I give a crap about. But I wish that there was more space for a meal plan, because not like some people plan their dinners every day. Other people plan all 3 meals. And so I feel like having 3 lines up here that don't say mindset, meal plan, and workout, that just are 3 blank lines for you to do meals, workout, whatever you want. Like having a little bit of flexibility up here, I think would be more helpful. But other than that, in terms of the hourly layout itself, I absolutely love the practicality of this. I just aesthetically really am not a fan of it, and I'm not sure how I would be able to deal with this in terms of decorating. Normally, I would cover up things with washi tape if I don't like them, but this is kind of the whole thing. The aesthetics just aren't for me, which isn't a bad thing. It's just that's kind of the point I'm at this point. The second weekly spread each week is your personal planning spread. Now, this spread I think is both amazing, and I'm a little bit like, about it. And the reason I'm a little about it is because when I watched her video explaining this planner, she said that this was your spot to get creative. But it's really detailed. You could get creative here. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff to fill in. Kind of like up here at the top, mindset, meal plan, workout. I would prefer it if these were blank and you had space to make that your own. I feel like there's a lot of space here that could be made your own, and it's not. I like that there's only this black up here. That's nice. I love the aesthetic of the rest of this. I wish that this was like a slightly darker gray than this, but not as black. But the aesthetic of this, I love so much more than this, because there's gray, but it's over on the side. I'm just saying that I feel like there's a lot going on here, and that if that's your thing, then yeah, but otherwise a blank spread every week would be nice too. So anyway, so we have here weekly meal prep. And they have a check boxes for reviewing your pantry inventory and cleaning out fridge if needed. And then breakfast and snacks, lunches, and dinner for the whole week. A shopping list. That would never be enough room for me, but I appreciate that. Habits and goals trackers. You have room for 7 goals, which are the same amount of room you have on your monthly goals right here. Important reminders. And then you have a spot to put the week of up here. Main goal, this week's focus, this week's wins, a to-do list for work, a to-do list for personal, And then housework. So you have 3 boxes for each day of the week to put in housework tasks. And then there's a quote here each week. Some of them are from the Budget Mom, some of them are from other people, and then make it work and for next week. I would probably remove the housework section and make it smaller. Like divide this, if it's already gonna be a small shopping list, divide it in half and have like a lot of this shit all on here and then a blank page so that you could also make it your own, but that's personal aesthetic. So that's the whole weekly setup. You have this weekly view and then this each week. And I will tell you right now, when I looked at this, I was super disappointed that I am not a fan of how this spread looks, and I don't think I could deal with that in terms of decorating. Like, I don't think this is something I could fix to like it, because even with my quibbles about it, if I liked this aesthetically and I could get over the binding, this 2-week weekly spread, I could very easily do this and get rid of most of my planners. Like, I get rid of my bullet journal, get rid of my horizontal, and just use this to plan. Maybe not. It seems weird saying that. But like, I could make this my one planner because of all the stuff that's in here, if I could get over the aesthetic of it. And like I said, it's not ugly. It's just not for me. So that's a bummer, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad it's not for me, because otherwise I'd be faced with some tough choices right now. So you get 5 two spread sets for each month. And then at the end, the dot grid again. Now, I saw this when I was originally flipping through, and I know it's a succulent, but part of me was like, wheat! Once you get through all of the planner, you have your last note page, and that's it. There's no like extra note pages. It's only the one at the end of each month. You have a like plastic pocket on dual-sided on both sides, and then you have the back of your planner, and that's the end of it. And wire O binding is fighting me again. Anyway, it's unique in the sense that this planner has so much stuff in it for you. If that's something you want, if you want a planner that has all this stuff in it, this could be a fantastic planner for you. If you want one that is a little bit more flexible and offers more room for creativity, this is not the planner for you. Now, before we wrap this up, so that's like kind of my end game here on this. I'm going to test some markers really quick on this page. So we've got, or pens anyway. I've got a fine liner, a Pilot fine liner, a Pilot G2 blue gel pen, because I don't know where my other gel pen is at the moment, and my Tombow dual brush marker. So let's test these out. So the gel and the felt both left a little bit of a ridge, and you can kind of see them both ghosting. All 3 of them ghost a little bit. They don't bleed through though, they're just ghosting. So I would just be careful with loading this up with a lot of extra marker and shit, especially if they're juicy. Like if you were gonna use a highlighter or something, I'd be careful if it was a super juicy one. But other than that, it's nice paper and it writes on really well, and it's nice and bright white, which is really, really cool. So yeah, like I said, overall, this is a fascinating planner. I think it is really interesting, and I think that for some people, this is absolutely probably planner piece. This is a good time to segue into go to my Skillshare class, Finding Planner Piece. It's linked down below. I sound like a shill at this point, but I'm shilling for myself. There's a link in the comments for my Skillshare class to help you find your planner piece, as well as a affiliate link for 2 months free of Skillshare Premium. This is not sponsored by Skillshare. It's sponsored by myself for making a class. I am going to give this planner away, but I'm not going to do it here in this video. It is going to be part of a big giveaway I will be doing towards the end of the month. I'll let you know more about it when I know exactly how it's going to work. So stay tuned for that. I really, really am fascinated by this planner. And if you've ever used the budget by paycheck system, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you think this planner looks like it's for you, let me know why in the comments as well. I'd love to hear about it. I will tell you one thing about the Budget Mom. She definitely came out with a product that is somewhat unique to the market. And I think that's really cool. And I hope that she does really well with it. Thank you so much for watching. And also, if you have any new planners you'd like me to take a look at as we come to the second kind of new planner time of the year, which is the end of the year, let me know about those in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.